Hello and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode of TEW 2020 WWE here. As today we have the go home episodes of Raw, NXT and Smackdown heading into our next premium live event specials, which are of course NXT Takeover Chicago, the NXT exclusive, and then Crown Jewel featuring the King of the Ring and Queen's Crown finals, where the winners will go on to SummerSlam for world title matches of their choosing. A lot to play for. Still need to get those finals for King of the Ring and Crown Jewel and Queen's Crown, there you go, sorted at Crown Jewel, which will mainly get done in this episode on Raw and SmackDown, and then NXT's finals will be NXT Takeover Chicago. So a lot to get through today, and let's just kick things off as always, shall we, with, what should we do? Should we do SmackDown? No. We kick things off as always with another episode of Monday Night Raw, which gets underway. Right into action, Kairi Sane and Naomi making their entrances. Naomi accompanied by Nia Jax, of course. The women ready for their match in the Raw Queen's Crown final. On their way here, Kairi Sane beat Nia Jax in the quarterfinal and Gigi Dolan in the semi, and Naomi beat Thea Hale in the quarterfinal and Zoe Stark in the semi. And now they're here in the Queen's Crown tournament final. It's, you know, it's the Queen's Crown tournament final. We're all the winner, the first superstar booking their tickets to that final at Queen's Crown, so many empty entrances. And then the match itself, Kairi Sane Naomi for a spot in the Queen's Crown final. In the end, your winner and the woman advancing to the Queen's Crown final at Crown Jewel. I've said Queen's Crown a lot already this episode. Is Kairi Sane. Kairi Sane hits the insane elbow in the end to stamp her ticket and book her spot in the Queen's Crown tournament final at Crown Jewel. Kairi Sane has done it. One of the surprise entrances at the start of the tournament is, you know, he's gone all the way, beat Nia Jax, beat Naomi, beat Gigi Dolan in between the pair. For the 77, Kairi Sane heading to Queen's Crown's final at Crown Jewel. Lovely. After the match, Kairi Sane celebrates, very happy for herself, you know, gets on the turnbuckle and looks through her little pirate spyglass at the throne on the stage. That's where she's heading. She says, I'm heading to that throne, become queen, get myself a women's title match at SummerSlam for a 100. Nice post. Kairi Sane's done it. Kairi Sane's going to SummerSlam. Lovely. Yeah, you can't help but like Kairi Sane. You have to feel happy for her. As then next up, Nikki Cross in action again. Still in a very angry mood, wanting to beat down another lower superstar, facing debuting Starlight Kid. Just getting a chance, you know, in the ring up against Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross obviously comes out on top with the perfect storm, or the perfect cross. I don't know what it'll be called. I need to update, I suppose. 62 for the match, 67 Nikki, 30 Starlight. Starlight actually done very, very well there. Way better than I was expecting. But it comes up short to Nikki Cross, who gets the win. Nikki Cross standing tall after the match, attacking Starlight Kid a little bit when out rushes, of course, Alexa Bliss, the women's world champions, rushes out to the ring. Her and Nikki Cross brawling out in the ring. Nikki Cross goes for Alexa, ducks underneath, takes down Nikki with a big DDT. Alexa hurries to the top rope, ready to hit Twisted Bliss, but Nikki Cross managing to roll out just in time, going up the ramp, you know, nursing her neck a bit after the DDT. Alexa dropping down to the ring, the crowd cheering for her. Alexa Bliss saying, you want me, I'm right here. Lifting that women's world championship up, 83, Alexa Bliss back. And right for the woman who attacked her in her former best friend, Nikki Cross. As then, speaking of stuff, we go backstage, came back to interviewing Randy Orton. Randy Orton, the legend killer, one of the greatest all time, 14-time world champion, ready for Raw's King of the Ring final in the main event later tonight. Garza, Dunn, Orton. Orton's talking about it, ready for it, you know. Pete Dunne, a brilliant young competitor. And Angel Garza, also a brilliant young competitor. Even in just recent weeks and months, I've had a lot of experience in the ring with Garza and with Dunne, and I'm ready to get, you know, go with the knowledge that it's not going to be easy, but I'm Randy Orton. And I'm ready to go to Crown Jewel and earn my world title match at SummerSlam to make it 15. When he hears a bit of commotion, He looks off, he sees something, he's not happy, and he charges over. Hey, what the hell is this? And the camera cuts and you see Robert Roode and James Storm attacking Angel, Garza, Orton rushing over, Roode and Storm seeing Orton and hightailing it out of there, shall we say. Orton thinking of chasing after it, no, checking on Garza instead. We get some damn medics here. Medics coming over, 89. Orton ready for the main event. Is Garza having been attacked by Roode and Storm? We'll have to wait and see, I guess. Afterward, we have tag team action next up. As advertised last week, Toxic Attraction. Mandy Rose, Money in the Bank briefcase in hand. Waltzing down to the ring with Gigi and JC. Gigi and JC taking on Fallon, Henley, and Zoe Stark. A little thing being building kind of between these four women. And here tonight, in the end, Mandy talking about Toxic wanting to get all the gold, her getting a women's title. She talked about Gigi winning Queen's Crown. That's not going to happen, obviously, but she also mentioned the women's tag titles, and I think this will help Toxic's case for it in a way, as in the end, it is Toxic who come out on top. Gigi pinning Fallon Henley to do so for a 41. Good match. 56 Zoe, 44 JC, 44 Gigi, 30 Fallon Henley. Yep, that's fine. In the end, it is Toxic Attraction who come out on top and get the win over Henley and Stark. As then we go backstage to Drake Maverick, in the medics room with Angel Garza. Drake Maverick slowly losing his mind, it seems. He's complaining about all these goddamn attacks going on backstage. I got Triple H and Stephanie McMahon showing up all over me now. Now Steph's in charge. Triple H of all this Kevin Owens, Adam Cole stuff. I got Drew McIntyre, who was attacked. Kyle O'Reilly's out injured. It's just, oh my God, I cannot deal with all these more attacks. Garza was attacked. You were attacked earlier this night. It's just so much going on. And Garza's like, calm down, okay? I'm fine. It's just little bumps and bruises. It's whatever. I'm competing tonight. And Drake's like, you sure? You don't want to just... And Garza's saying, no. I'm competing in the main event no matter what, okay? I am winning this. I am winning the King of the Ring again. And I am getting the WWE Championship back. For 100, Garza, very single mind focus on that King of the Ring final and the WWE Championship that it may lead to for him. Before then, out comes, Chase U, Andre Chase, Edris and Nafe, Malik Blade, Bodie Hayward, and Fia Hale all come out. Edris and Nafe ready for Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews does come out with Babatunde and Omos. And Apollo Crews smiling and saying to Edris that you're not ready for me yet. But, you know what? I promised you something, so you can't fight me, but you can fight Omos. And Omos reaching up and climbing onto the apron. Andre Trafe, fuming. Apollo Crews tricking his people like that, and Edris tells him to calm down, saying, no. I thought you'd do something like this. It's fine. I'm ready. For a 61. Andre Chase a bit hesitant, but Chase U making their way to the outside. Apollo Crews and Babatunde waiting outside and watching as Omos steps in for Omos, making his Raw debut, I want to say, versus Edris and Nafe here. And Edris Nafe's got the heart and he's got the courage. In the end, Omos has the fact that he's over 7 feet tall, and he does storm home to victory over Edris and Nafe for a 31. Fine match, all things considered. 50 Omos for 25 Edris. Edris sadly off his game. Unlucky, mate. Omos does dominate. Edris tries to fight into it, but Omos storms home and picks up the win after the match. Apollo Crews raising Omos's arm on the ramp. Babatunde there as well, as Chase U in the ring checking on Edris and Nafe after the hell of a beating that boy took at the hands of Omos for a 53. Decent match, decent post. I'm enjoying the Chase U stuff. If you can't tell, I'm having fun with it. As then, what do we have next up? We go backstage to Kayla Braxton interviewing Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss saying she's back. She couldn't believe Nikki did that. She thought they were friends, and she doesn't know what's happened to Nikki, but she doesn't like it. And she says if this means so much to her, looking at the Women's World title, she can have the shot. Okay, I'll fight her at Crown Jewel. I want to fight her anyway after what she did to me, what she's doing to everyone around here. Bliss calling out Nikki Cross for Crown Jewel. And then into frame walks Triple H. Now Alexa saying hi, and Triple H saying, Alexa, good to see ya. You know, it's good to have the women's champion actually here. Triple H asking to have a word with Alexa, the two of them going off for an 86. Very mysterious. I don't know why I couldn't say that seriously. As then we have the entrances ready for the main event. Pete Dunne coming out first, followed by one half of the Raw Tag Team Champions, Randy Orton, followed by the other half of the Raw Tag Team Champions, Angel Garza. Angel Garza, a little bit of tape on his elbow or whatever, on his shoulder, but a little banged up, but says he'll be fine for this for a 100. And then the King of the Ring Raw Final. Pete Dunne, Angel Garza, Randy Orton. Pete Dunne, former Raw Tag Team Champion. Garza and Orton, both current Raw Tag Champs, beat Dunne and Riddle for it. So there's a lot of history already between these three guys. Orton and Garza are currently partners, beat Dunne for the belts. Dunne looking for revenge on that, maybe looking to head to King of the Ring's final. Get that world title match at SummerSlam at Wembley. Randy Orton, 14-time world champ, that has never won King of the Ring. He says, pretty sure of that being true. Wanting to add that to his list of accolades and head to SummerSlam himself to become a 15-time world champion, Maisie and Garza, who won King of the Ring last year. Who went to SummerSlam, won the WWE title, but only held it for about 5 minutes before Adam Cole's cash-in left him championshipless. All three of these men want to become King of the Ring, want to get that world title match at SummerSlam for various reasons. Only one man can, though. And in the end, your winner, and the man who is heading to SummerSlam, well, not SummerSlam, who's heading to Crown Jewel, for a chance to head to SummerSlam for a world title match, is, well, what's that like this? As the match winds down, Done out of it a bit, Orton and Garza going at it. Raw Tag Champs and partners, but both want to win this. Orton goes for an RKO, but Garza shrugs him off, and then Garza grabbing Orton and holding him up for the wing clipper, but can't hold him up very long. His shoulder hurting too much, the pain too much, dropping Orton onto the floor. And out of nowhere from behind, Pete Dunne grabs Garza and hits him with the bitter end and makes the cover. 1, 2, 3. Your winner is Pete Dunne. Peter has done it. Jeez. Pete Dunne pinning Angel Garza. It looked like he might have had it, but his shoulder after that attack giving way and unable to keep a hold of the victory. And Pete Dunne gets to win 95. What a match. 93 Pete Dunne, 82 Garza, 77 Orton. Of course, Orton will be the weak link here. Pete Dunne carried. He's on great form. As in the end, yes, it's Pete Dunne who get the win. And Pete Dunne is heading to Crown Jewel in the King of the Ring final. Beautiful. You have to love it for Pete Dunne. He's celebrating. Maybe a subdued celebration. It's Pete Dunne. Gets his arm raised. Outrushes Matt Riddle. Of course, his bro. Here to see Stallion Pete's big victory. Matt Riddle going absolutely mental. Trying to get Pete Dunne into it. And Pete Dunne cracking a little bit and becoming a bit happier for an 89. Just a nice moment between the tag partners as Pete Dunne is heading to Crown Jewel. Lovely, beautiful. The show almost through. One more thing to get through though. The contract signing for our WWE Championship match at Crown Jewel. MJF coming out first, and then Kevin Owens coming out with Adam Cole and Triple H, them taking their seats, and MJF saying that, he's here on his own, because that's all he needs. He's MJF, the inevitable MJF, the next WWE World Heavyweight Champion, ready to take that title from Kevin Owens. And he understands, this contract, illegal proceedings. Of course, Kevin Owens, he'd need his boyfriend Adam Cole and his dad Triple H here for that. MJF doesn't need anyone else. And MJF says, you can bring whoever the hell you want, Kevin. Bring Adam, bring Hunter, bring them all. Bring a whole damn army if you want. But nothing is getting in the way of the inevitability that is me becoming WWE Champion. And Kevin Owens getting on the mic and saying that MJF's all talk, and he's heard about MJF. Of course he has. He has friends out there. where MJF's been and where he's come from. He knows how good MJF can be, but he also knows how cocky and arrogant MJF can be. And he knows that MJF says he can do it all on his own, but MJF relies on others so often as well. And Owen says he doesn't need Cole, he doesn't need Hunter. He could walk to that ring on his own at Crown Jewel and kick MJF's ass just like that. And he says, you know what, I will. Cole, Hunter, they won't be there. Just you and me. One-on-one. WWE Championship. Because in that scenario, in that setting, just like that, it'll be all the sweeter tasting when I kick your ass and keep my championship. For 100, they both signed the contract, the match official and signed. Crown Jewel, Kevin Owens versus MJF for the WWE Championship. 100, really good little segment to end the show. 95 main event. This is going to be a highly rated episode of Raw, I think, which does get a rating of 95. Good show. Peaks and valleys, you know. The Chase U Cruise gang stuff, bringing it down a bit. Toxic Attraction, Henley and Stark, not highest ranked, bringing it down a bit. I don't care. The good is really good, and the bad, I say, doing quotation marks with my fingers, because it's not bad, it's just people growing and learning, and their stats raising and getting better, and that's all that matters. Crown Jewel, so close. Raw's build-up is done. We have our first finalists into Queen's Crown and King of the Ring confirmed now. Next up, we continue building up a little bit to Crown Jewel, mainly to NXT TakeOver Chicago. We will not confirm NXT's participants in King of the Ring and Queen's Crown till NXT TakeOver Chicago, so you'll have to wait till Saturday's episode for that schedule, of course, Saturday. Match card, I will show at the end of the video, and then match card video also separately on Thursday. You know the drill at this point. But without further ado, let's continue to build up to TakeOver Chicago and all that lovely stuff with another episode, the go-home episode at that, of NXT. And NXT gets underway with William Regal. Just, you know, Mr. Regal announcing a stacked live action on NXT, which it actually, you know, is. We got, he says, Candice LeRae and Roxanne Perez, who will be, you know, in action against each other in the NXT Queen's Crown final at insert pay-per-view. NXT TakeOver Chicago. There we go. But he says for tonight, they will be teaming up, and it will be Roxanne Perez and Candice LeRae versus Buffin and Your Boyfriend. He says Johnny Gargano and Andrade will be in action at NXT TakeOver Chicago in the King of the Ring final. But tonight, they will both be in action separately in singles matches. He's not going to dare try and put them together, but they will both be in action. And he announces a massive main event. He says they'll all be in action separately, or in some forms, at NXT TakeOver Chicago. And tonight, the Golden Guards, as they call themselves, the group with LA Knight, Cameron Grimes, and Spanish Fly, will be taking on their respective challenges for TakeOver Chicago. The team of Chad Gable, Isaiah Swerve Scott, and the Mysterios. A massive 4v4 main event, a stacked live action, a 96, all very good, all very happy, very pleased, and then I don't leave you waiting for very long, because I know you're all waiting for this. It is Tony D'Angelo's Bachelor Party, part 1. Yep, we need multiple parts for this, because there is a lot to get through. And so Tony's Bachelor Party is a 3-part affair tonight. So I hope you're all ready for part 1. Okay, so we're in the limo. And we show Tony, Otis, Tucker, and Harland all piling into the limo. You know, Don Wagner's busy elsewhere, so it's just these 4 gabagles or whatever. They get in the limo, Tony's complaining, saying, we're going to be so late to the club, boys. I mean, come on, Otis. Huh? I know you like to eat, but oh my lord, you in there. Otis, you know, sorry boss, but you know, he's a hungry guy. Driver, let's get going, huh? They start driving. Otis, Tucker, and Tony, they're happy, they're feeling it. They've all got their fanciest tracksuits on. Harland is also in the limo. Just having a good time, enjoying themselves. You know, they're all talking. And at one point, Tucker's like, a boss? Who's that? It kind of pans out, and you see also in the limo is this person in a hoodie. And Tony's like, well, who the hell is this fool, huh? And the person in a hoodie lunges across the limo at Haaland and climbs on top of him. And I want my baby back. I want my baby back. And of course, the hood falls down, and it is R-Truth. And Tony's like, get him off him. Haaland getting visibly angrier because it's Haaland. Otis and Tucker dragging R-Truth off of him. And Tony's like, who are you? And R-Truth said, I just want my baby back, huh? And Tony says, we don't have your baby. We don't do that anymore. And R-Truth says, my baby, my beautiful green baby. And Tony's like, oh, you mean that championship? I know, your baby's long gone, sir. Sir, your baby's gone. Bye-bye, baby. And R-Truth, crying, my baby. And Tony's like, this guy, huh? All right, driver, stop the car. And then gets stopped. Tony goes over to the little bar that's in the limo, and he grabs a bottle of champagne. He hands it to R-Truth and says, here, yeah, this could be your new baby, huh? Huh? One little baby, huh? You finish that baby off, you go get another. I hear that could be a very good coping mechanism in times like this. Now, goodbye, get him out of here. Otis and Tucker opening the door and tossing R-Truth out the limo. Tony, what a cagagazo, huh? Driver, come on, we got a club to get to, boys. End of part 1, 59. I mean, a pretty good segment, all things considered. The end of part 1 for Tony's Bachelor Party. Very beautiful. Oh, God, I think the Tony segments might be my favourite ones. They're just very fun to do. Before next up, in action, earlier announced by Mr. Regal, it is Candice LeRae and Roxanne Perez of Next Gen, They have this mentor-mentee relationship going on. And they're in action together here against a team that is, in fact, #trending and buffer than your boyfriend of Tiffany Stroud and Persia Perosa. In the end, it is, of course, LeRae and Perez who pick up the win and keep building their momentum heading towards NXT TakeOver Chicago. I can't remember the name for the life of me for some reason today. 59. Good match. Candice LeRae gets the pin. 61 Candice, 50 Persia, 49 Roxanne, 34 Tiffany. Good. Happy with this. Decent little matchup. Candice LeRae and Roxanne Perez stand tall together. But who will stand tall when those two women go head to head at TakeOver Chicago? And then me, not one to mess around and, already can't wait for it already. I hope you can't either. You don't have to wait long because it's time for part 2 of the Bachelor Party of Tony D'Angelo, everybody. Am I right, everybody? Everybody's been waiting for this. And the limo arrives at the club. We start on the line at the club, this, fancy, posh, beautiful club, boys. It's gorgeous. And you actually have Destined for Greatness approaching the front of the line. The people at the front line actually just stop, or they go in. And so Destined for Greatness at the start of the line, they're ready, they're decked out. You've seen Carmelo Hayes. He's a very beautifully dressed man. They're ready to go in, and the bouncer's like, sorry, boys, sorry. We don't have any more space in there right now. You're going to have to wait. There's no more space in there right now. And Hayes is like, oh, come on, man. It's just me and my boys, huh? Come on, we booked a private room in there. We're ready. We're ready to start partying, enjoy ourselves tonight. And the bouncer's like, sorry, boys, sorry. There's no room. Nothing I can do. And then in walks Tony, Otis, Tucker, and Haaland into the scene. And the bouncer's like, Tony! And Tony's like, hey, how's your mother? How's she doing? And the bouncer's like, oh, she's good, Tony. She's doing good. She misses you. You gotta come down for dinner sometime. Tony's like, I will. This man's, his mother, her meatballs are to die for. You gotta try them. Not you, Otis. You'd eat them out of house and home, wouldn't you? Not everyone. Destined for Greatness, not very much laughing. And he's like, hey, it's my bachelor party, huh? Hey, mazel tov, congratulations, huh? Go on. Just the 4 of you, go on, go right in. Tony and the boys going in. Carmelo Hayes, not best pleased. Like, you said it was full in there. You said there was no room. And the bouncer's like, I guess some room just opened up. What can I say? And Tony taking the chance to gloat at Carmelo Hayes because they have their own little history, don't they? And then, you know, a little flash forward, Destin of Greatness are now in the club. They approached a private room area. And they're like, hey, we booked this. Can we go in? Can we go in? And the bouncer from the private room's like, sorry, occupied. You were late, it got already booked. And Hayes is like, who the hell's in there? And he looks in, and of course you see Tony and the boys in there having a good time, raising their glasses of champagne, enjoying themselves. Carmelo Hayes, not best half, he's storming in, hey, we booked this room. And Tony's standing up like, hey, well, it doesn't look like you do, because it looks like we have this room. Huh? Maybe you use your eyes, huh? Maybe you use your eyes and see me and my boys enjoying this room, huh? Maybe you leave. This is a private room. Emphasis on the private, huh? Carmelo Hayes and Tony D'Angelo butting heads here. As then you just see a glass of champagne poured over the head of Carmelo Hayes, drenching his beautiful clothes. And then he looks, and who poured the drink? But a Mr. Madcap Moss, huh? It's Madcap Moss, huh? And Madcap's like, he told you to leave, huh? The bouncer comes and drags Carmelo Hayes out. Carmelo Hayes seething. And Tony's like, Madcap! Madcap's like, Tony, a big hug, beautiful. You made it. Of course I made it. I'm the best man, huh? How could I miss this one, huh? 61, end of part 2. Yep. Oh, I hope you're enjoying these as much as I enjoy writing and making them. Madcap Moss is here, Tony's best friend and Tony's best man for his wedding. One more part for the bachelor party. We had a lot going on. Lovely. As then we go back to the actual wrestling part of the wrestling show, which is the most boring part, I'm sure we'd all agree. And Johnny Gargano comes out. And he says, William Regal said, I'm in action tonight and I'm looking forward to being in action, but the only person I want to be in action against is Legado. You attack me, you come for me, I see what you do across this entire show, and I've had enough of it. So if you want to go, then let's go. Legado coming out, and from Legado, it is Humberto Carrillo who is accepting the challenge from Johnny Gargano for an 86. Good. And then the match, Johnny Gargano versus Humberto Carrillo. Of course, it is Johnny Gargano who picks up the victory for an 88. Very good match. I expect nothing less from Mr. Jonathan. 95 Johnny, 73 Humberto. Pretty good. Humberto's actually getting higher ratings than I remember. He's doing well for himself. Good for him. But it is Johnny Gargano who comes out on top. As then we go backstage, actually, for a different type of segment. And it is Better Than Your Boyfriend and Black Hartwell Express, the Black Hartwell Tank Express, I think is the name, arguing, having a screaming match. Regal, why he's had enough. What the hell is going on? Neither of the two teams very happy with each other. And Regal said he's had enough of this constant arguing and bickering for the team. So this is what we're going to do. Next week, it's going to be Buffer Than Your Boyfriend versus the Black Hartwell Tank Express in a tag team match for you to get all your anger and sort this all out. And also, here's what we're going to do. The winner of that match, because management have told me that just like last year, SummerSlam will host a fatal 4-way tag team match for the women's tag team titles with challengers from each brand. So the winner of that match can be NXT's challenger for the women's tag team titles at SummerSlam. For a 61, big match announced by Mr. Regal. Next week, Buff Than Your Boyfriend versus Black Hartwell Tank Express. Where the winning team go to SummerSlam. Hell, I might even move that to NXT TakeOver Chicago. Why not? Thinking of the card? Sure. I mean, at the very least, at the minimum, it could be on the pre-show. So yeah, NXT TakeOver Chicago even. Buffer Than Your Boyfriend, Black Hartwell Tank Express. The winning team gets into the Women's Tag Team Championship Fatal 4-Way match at SummerSlam 61. Beautiful. Back to the ring. Andrade in action now against former Universal Champion John Morrison, so no one to be balked at even. Of course, though, it is Andrade who sees himself through the victory with the La Sombra for a 90. Another really good match. 96 Andrade, 75 John Morrison. Very pleased. Andrade getting a good win here, building his own momentum up. He goes up the ramp. Of course, out comes Johnny Gargano. And in front of the throne, Andrade and Gargano stare down. These two, they've had a lot of issues in the past, and they go head-to-head. NXT TakeOver Chicago, a spot in the King of the Ring final on the line. Who will come out on top? 100 for that segment. Very, very good. Before we leave the, really good wrestling and stuff, to go to something even better, of course, the final part of the Bachelor party at Tony D'Angelo. The part everyone's been waiting for. I know you wait. I know you wait for this stuff. Okay. So we're in the private room. Everyone's a bit tipsy. Everyone's had a few drinks. Otis and Tucker starts shouting, no, speech. And Madcap gets up and he's like, okay. Now, Tony, you're my best friend. I can't wait to be your best man. Okay, so, you know me, though. I'm a joker. Okay, so let me go. Now, warning before I start, I have written some, I'm going to go with madcap jokes. And if you laugh at any of them, fair enough for me. All right, let's go for some humdingers. I hope everybody's ready. Now, usually, when you get engaged, it's customary to give your partner an engagement ring. But Tony's dad told him he needed to get a championship belt instead. So I guess you could say that Tony was looking for an engagement win. Oh God. Now, Tony, you all know Tony. Tony is Italian, and Tony is so Italian. He's so Italian that if he gets cold feet on his wedding day, he'd have to change his name to Julius Sneezer. Oh, my lord. No, but in all seriousness, it's beautiful. Tony getting married, and it's to take over Chicago, his hometown. That's beautiful. His hometown, all his friends and his family present. His friends like Otis here. Otis is going to be there. And it's very funny, of course, though, because the last time I was in Chicago with Otis, every restaurant there would tell him to Chicago away. Oh my. And Harland is so happy to... And then Madcap looks at Harland, looking at, like Harland does. Actually, I think I'm going to leave that one. I'm just signing off, Tony, a good friend, you're like a brother to me. And I can't wait for you to get married. I come here, they hug, it's beautiful. Tony's bachelor party, the segment's at least coming to an end. NXT TakeOver Chicago, everybody. The wedding of Tony D'Angelo. You're not going to want to miss it. Don't be a gabagoo. Don't miss the wedding of Tony D'Angelo. Be there. You got to be there for the wedding of Tony D'Angelo. 47. Good segment. Beautiful. Gorgeous. Mwah. Very gorgeous there. Okay, I got to stop that. Okay. No, actually, we do stay with segments. We go to a special edition of Ding Dong Hello. Bailey in the ring, saying, as, the role model, the locker room leader here at NXT, it's good to get this time to talk, because it's good to, be out here, the attention where it should be on me, gonna talk and impart my wisdom of my years of experience on the young and the up and coming, and even the, so-called experienced superstars like there, all the way back there. Because, I have so much to give, and I'm such a giving person, I want to give. And so it's good to be able to do that. Here, Ding Dong Hello. I wanted to bring out the most special guest of all. I think they might be here now. You hear the ding dong. Bailey going up to the door. Oh, she opens it. No one's there. It's me, the most special guest, of course. Bailey, who else could you want? I am the best. There's no one else you could want, no one else you could need. This is my show. It always was. I might have took a break and gone and took some other shows, but NXT has always been my show. And it's just so good to be here on top, in charge again once, and then the doorbell goes again. And Bayley's like, guys, we're done with that part of the show, okay? Anyway, the doorbell goes again. And Bayley's had enough. And she turns to the door and she opens it. It's like, see, no one's here. She opens it once, no one's inside, closes it, opens it again, no one there, closes it, opens it a third time. And of course, standing in the doorway is Dakota Kai. And Bayley, not looking when she opens it and Dakota Kai's there, turning around, the crowd cheering. Dakota's there. She waves and then storms into Bayley, and the two women brawl it out. Dakota tosses Bayley into the door. Bayley quickly making her way out the ring. The segment ending with Dakota Kai standing tall for a 90. Really good segment, actually. Pleased with this. Dakota Kai, of course, back. And not too pleased with Bayley, attacking her and then all the rubbish she's been chatting, if you know what I mean. Beautiful. Very good. And then it's time to end things with, of course, the earlier mentioned main event. Fatal 4-way tag team match. Chad Gable, Isaiah Swerve Scott, and the Mysterios, Reign Dominic versus the Golden Gods. That is LA Knight, Cameron Grimes, Socrates Torres, and Alfonso Bourbon, making a Spanish Fly. Beautiful. Fatal 4-way tag team match. Everyone giving all they got, of course. Both teams want to win and get that little bit of momentum heading into TakeOver Chicago. But in the end, the team that gets to win and the team that gets the momentum heading to TakeOver Chicago is the good team. Gable hitting the Olympic Slam and Alfonso Bourbon in the end to do it, to put him away. 89, another really good match. 94 Gable, 88 LA Knight, 82 Socrates, 82 Isaiah, 83 Ray, 79 Cameron, 54 Alfonso, 52 Dominic. Everyone putting in a shift, especially Chad as always. But the good guys, Gable, Scott, and Mysterios, get the win. The Cruiserweight Tag Team Champions, the North American Champion, and the NXT Championship Challenger, Chad Gable, all bringing in, or all getting the momentum, so to speak, heading into TakeOver Chicago. And then they stand tall in the ring. You know, Swerve and the Mysterios, they have their titles. Gable's there as well. They're all raising each other's hand. The Golden Gods can but watch on in anger for a 100. Amazing main event. Amazing post. A really good show overall, I thought. A lot of really good matches. Most of the of the 4 matches, 3 of them got light blue. The 59 for the women's tag, but I'm fine with that. We had Tony's Bachelor Party, which at the very least, to me at least, is a lot of fun. I love, all of the things put in place for TakeOver Chicago. Go over the match card at the end of the video, of course, as always. But yeah, I'm happy. A good go-home episode of NXT, I think. As now it's time for the last go-home episode, heading in to our pay-per-views, heading into Crown Jewel. We find out the Blue Brands challengers in the King of the Ring and Queen's Crown Tournament final. Let's go do that in another episode of Smackdown. And Smackdown gets underway with Becky Lynch and Sonya Deville making their respective ways out to the ring. No Mercy member Sonya Deville, one half of the Women's Tag Team Champions Becky Lynch, 479, ready for the SmackDown Queen's Crown final. Lynch versus Deville, a spot in the Queen's Crown final at Crown Jewel up for grabs. Already in that final is Kairi Sane from Raw and either Candice LeRae or Roxanne Perez from NXT. And who will join them? Will it be Becky Lynch or Sonya Deville? Let's find out in the end. Your winner and we're advancing to the final at Crown Jewel is Becky Lynch. The man, Becky Lynch, does do it in the end for an 89. Incredible opener. In the end, Becky getting Sonya into the disarmer, and she's got no choice but to tap out. 89 Becky, 81 Sonya, both women doing really, really well here as well, rating-wise, in-ring, segment rating-wise. And in the end, the most important part is it is Becky Lynch who has stamped her ticket to the Queen's Crown final. Lynch has done it. She is one step away from earning herself a guaranteed women's title match at SummerSlam, and the way she has spoke, you have to think that that guaranteed women's title match would be her long-awaited date with old Ronnie Rousey. But a really, really good opener here. I'm happy with. Lynch does her celebration. Very nice way to kick things off. Then we stay in the women's division. As out comes the $1 million champion, Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair saying she's been looking for a challenge. She wants a challenge, and she's been watching Smackdown, and she's seen a challenge. So she calls out Doudrop. And Doudrop comes out. Bianca Belair says she was impressed with Doudrop in the Queen's Crown tournament. For an A6, he challenges Doudrop to a match right here, right now for the $1 million title. Doudrop, of course, accepting. So Bianca Belair, Doudrop for the $1 million title. In the end, it is Bianca Belair who comes out on top. Just a nice little match for a 79. You know, you get the spot where Bianca does the KOD off of the, you know, just in general to Doudrop. And it looks very good as Bianca Belair keeps a hold of a $1 million title. 75 Bianca, 57 Doudrop. Very happy with that. Another good match. Bianca Belair keeps a hold of her $1 million championship.
This is my brutality!
When yes, the music of Rhea Ripley starts. Rhea Ripley's back, not seen since WrestleMania. The Nightmare. Rhea Ripley makes her way out to the ring, and her and Bianca Belair go face to face. A lot of history here. Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley, and here they are standing face to face. Bianca holding that $1 million championship over her shoulder as her and Rhea stare down for a 98. Amazing. I missed Rhea. Happy to have her back. But she has set her sights immediately onto Bianca as she does come back, which is always good, isn't it? Always beautiful when these two are entering together. Very happy, very good. We go backstage and we have Deonna and her group. Aaliyah's, sad on her own. They go up to her, and Deonna says that she's spoken to management, and it's time that they just sort this all out and get all this animosity between them done. Aaliyah's very happy about that. So Deonna says, so at Crown Jewel is going to be you versus me. And Aaliyah's like, what? And Deonna says, you versus me at Crown Jewel, so we can just get all of this sorted out, and so that I can personally teach you a lesson so we can, you can get back on track to how you should be. For a 62, which is fine. That's good. A nice little, start to the show we've had here. As then we go to Becky Lynch getting interviewed by Kayla Braxton. Becky's buzzing into the Queen's Crown final, ready to get that crown on the man's head, crown herself king even, and then head to SummerSlam and finally get to slap up old Ronnie and become Becky Two Belts all over again with that Women's Universal Championship. And Charlotte comes into frame and Becky says, you're here to congratulate me, I assume. And Charlotte's just, not so much in a happy mood, She says she's just been focused on SummerSlam. It's just been announced they're going to have to defend the women's tag titles in a fatal four-way tag team match against 3 other teams. And so she's been focusing on that a bit more. And Becky says, oh, stop worrying about that. We'll be fine. We beat whoever's in our way. Okay, let's go celebrate. Becky Two Belts is going to be back for 100. Good. Always good when Becky and Charlotte are in a segment together. Charlotte more concerns. Becky just want to celebrate though. Which, fair enough. Honestly. Into the Queen's Crown final. Fair enough. Then we go back to the ring and we have Tyler Breeze versus Braun Strowman. Tyler Breeze has faced the challenges of Joe Gacy. He beat Cutler and Blake in a handicap match. He beat EC3 and now Braun Strowman's in his path. And Tyler Breeze going for it against the former Universal Champion Braun Strowman. But Braun, he's got the height, he's got the strength. Tyler trying to escape to the outside. Braun chasing after him. Strowman Express. Chew. Chasing after Tyler. He looks like he's going to get to Tyler. When Tyler going down just in time. Braun tripping over him face first into the steel steps. Braun down and out. Tyler Breeze rushing back into the ring. And Braun unable to get to his feet in time as the referee hits 10. And Tyler Breeze does get the win via count out. 86. All right, Braun. Go on then. 84 Braun, 68 Tyler. Very good, Tyler. as Braun Strowman is counted out, and Tyler Breeze comes out on top, and Tyler gets the mic and he says he's had enough. Joe Gacy starts on another spiel about challenges, and Tyler says, no. I had enough of these games, Gacy. And you know what I did? I went and spoke to management myself. And so, allow me to give you a challenge you cannot deny or turn down. Crown Jewel, it's Tyler Breeze versus Joe Gacy, 1-on-1. And I can't wait to kick your ass. For an 83. Very good. Tyler Breeze, Joe Gacy, official for Crown Jewel. As then after that, we just have a little video package for the Universal Championship match at Crown Jewel. Keith Lee versus Roman Reigns. I mean, they had their contract signing last week. They had their stare down. They had everything. It's been building for quite a while, honestly, months even. So we don't really need like a big segment tonight. Just have the video package for 100, just highlighting the match again, highlighting the history between these two guys. The Limitless One versus the Tribal Chief. Both of them had their crowning moments of WrestleMania just gone, really. Roman beating The Rock, Keith Lee winning the Universal title off Thaddeus Bullard. Both men ready. Okay, this match is ready to go at Crown Jewel. I'm looking forward to it. Keith Lee, Roman Reigns. As then, speaking of Crown Jewel, it's time for one more tournament matchup. The entrances of AJ Styles and Big E. You want to go big for an 83? Very good. And then it is time for the Smackdown King of the Ring final. AJ Styles, Big E. Two former world champions. Big E more recently, obviously. He was Universal Champion this time last year. AJ Styles, longer ago, but he's a multi-time world champion. The phenomenal one. Both men wanting to add this accolade, King of the Ring, to their resume. Wanting to get that guaranteed world title match at SummerSlam. If they can win the King of the Ring tournament at the final at Crown Jewel. There's so much on the line, so much to play for, and in the end, your winner here in SmackDown's King of the Ring final, advancing to that final, is Big E. Big E has done it. Big E is into the final with the big ending onto AJ Styles for a 99. Incredible work between these two. Two guys maybe not pushed as heavily throughout the series, but still I say that Big E was Universal Champion for so long recently, but still showing how good they are in ring. AJ got a 90, 88 Big E, 99 for the match. One of the best matches of the series between these two guys. Incredible work. AJ and Big E putting on a little clinic here in SmackDown's King of the Ring final. As in the end, it is Big E who stamps his ticket, and Big E is into that King of the Ring final where he will face Pete Dunne and he will face either Andrade or Johnny Gargano. Who will it be? We'll have to wait and see for those, for the NXT side, but I mean, already Big E versus Pete Dunne. A hard-hitting affair, you have to imagine, as Big E does just get his moments to celebrate, his happy moment. Big E's done it. Big E into the King of the Ring final for a 100. Beautiful, lovely. We all love Big E. So, all very happy for him, I'll assume. As then, Big E goes up the ramp. You know, he's buying a throne, he's celebrating. You get the little graphic at the bottom, you know, show's over. But no. As out storms Thaddeus Bullard, mic in hand, Heyman chasing after him, not to much luck. Bullard storming out to the ring and into the ring saying, we don't end this like this. This isn't over because I haven't got what I want yet. You know, it's funny. I find it real funny, actually. The way they talk about you, the way Paul talks about you, the way Paul seems so scared to call your name and bring you here. The Beast Incarnate, what a joke. You're just a coward. A coward who's smart enough, at least, to acknowledge that you wouldn't stand a hell's chance against me. Maybe I'm too late, huh? Maybe I'm too late in the day calling out the great Brock Lesnar. Maybe your time has come and gone. Maybe if I called you out, a few months back when I had a Universal Championship over my shoulder, the smell of being able to take a championship belt before disappearing for most of the year would have enticed you back. Maybe you don't think I've got that anymore. Or hell, Brock, maybe you're just scared. Maybe the beast has turned into just another little bitch. Bullard, angry. Paul pleading with him. Bullard screaming. He wants Brock Lesnar. He's been waiting for Brock Lesnar. Where is Brock Lesnar? For the 81, as then yes, for the first time in my save since WrestleMania 36 where he lost to Drew McIntyre, the first time in 27 months, over 2 years, out walks Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar walking onto the stage, the new look Brock Lesnar, he's got his nice shirt on, he's got his massive ponytail with a big beard. The Viking Brock storms out onto the stage, makes his way down, and in the ring, Brock Lesnar and Bullard staring down, Lesnar snatching the mic. You been looking for me? And Lesnar looking at Paul, waving to him, saying, hey Paul, this your new guy, huh? Looking at him, saying, him? And Bullard having enough, just storming right into Lesnar. No more waiting. He's had enough waiting. Storming into Lesnar. The two men brawling it out in that ring. Lesnar picking up Bullard on his shoulders for an F5, but Bullard with a big elbow to Lesnar's head. Lesnar, he hasn't done this for 27 months. Maybe he's a bit rusty. Dropping Bullard. And Bullard hitting a big Bullard boot to send Lesnar over the top rope and out the ring. Bullard chasing after him. The two men brawling it out at ringside. Bullard going for another Bullard boot onto Lesnar into the steel ring post, but Lesnar moving out the way in time and Bullard's leg just bouncing off of it. Not a pretty sight, I assure you. The brawl continuing. Heyman getting as far away from it as possible. He's gone up the ramp. He doesn't want to be there. Security and road agents are rushing down to try and separate these two men as Lesnar and Bullard, these two alpha males, just kind of beating the hell out of each other at ringside. Lesnar and Bullard. And in the end, Bullard and Lesnar, the security and road agents, start to separate them again. Bullard finding the energy just to sneak through and hitting another Bullard boot on Lesnar, dazing him a bit before he just rushes at him again and just picks him up and kind of just jumps through the air, and the two men both flying through the announce table, wiped both of them out. Bullard and Lesnar both down. Road agents and ref getting as many people in between them as possible for a 71. And the two men, that's how the show ends. The show ends just with Bullard and Lesnar just out on the floor, having taken each other out. Heyman watching from the ramp as Bullard and Lesnar finally collide. The long-awaited collision for all of you, I know, and me. And, it's going to be spicy, isn't it? They finally collided, and oh boy. As overall, to go home instead of SmackDown gets a 98. You'd think maybe those Brock Lesnar segments would bring it down a bit, but Big E, AJ Styles was just that damn good, wasn't it? For increased up on 48 regions. Very, very heavy. What an amazing go-ho show. I'm very pleased. Very beautiful. Very gorgeous. Lovely. As that is it for the go-home shows. And we're ready for our premium live events. But what are the cards for our premium live events? Let me read them for you now, shall I? At NXT TakeOver Chicago, we have a stacked card. In the Queen's Crown Tournament Final, we have Candice LeRae taking on Roxanne Perez. And in the King of the Ring NXT final for both of them. We have Andrade taking on Johnny Gargano. 2 big matches. Andrade and Johnny Gargano especially have so much history already, so hopefully it'll be really, really good. NXT North American Championship on the line when Isaiah Swerve Scott collides with Cameron Grimes. Cameron Grimes wanting to join the Golden Gods, Covenant Gold, and Isaiah Swerve Scott wanting to keep a hold of that NA Championship. We have something bigger than any match, I'm sure we'd all agree. We have the wedding of Tony D'Angelo. Tony D'Angelo's getting married, and you're all invited to this big day, this big, beautiful affair in Tony's hometown of Chicago. You're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be beautiful. Lovely ceremony, beautiful arena. You're going to love it. We have the NXT Women's Championship on the line. Dakota Kai taking on Bayley. Dakota Kai returning on the Go Home episode of NXT on the episode of Ding Dong Hello, and taking out Bayley, bringing the fight right back to her after Bayley turned on her at Money in the Bank. And so hopefully this match is going to be really good between the pair. I mean, the match with Money in the Bank was pretty good, so hopefully this one will be as well. And then the main event of NXT TakeOver Chicago, of course, is winner takes all. LA Knight and Spanish Fly, the Golden Gods, taking on Chad Gable and the Mysterios. LA Knight's NXT Championship on the line, the Mysterios Cruiserweight Tag Titles on the line. The winning team takes all. It's all to play for in a massive main event in Chicago. NXT TakeOver Chicago, really good looking card. A bit of a smaller card, but I think that's fine. Not every card has to be a million matches. Speaking of cards, there are a million matches though. Let's have a look at Crown Jewel, shall we? Because that's a lot more matches, I promise you. On the SmackDown side of things, we've got Joe Gacy taking on Tyler Breeze. It's been building for a while between the two. And finally, Tyler Breeze is going to get his hands on Joe Gacy and the chance at revenge for Gacy and Control injuring his tag partner Fandango. In a Continental Gold on the line, Montez Ford taking on Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler wanting a shot of the IC title himself, saying that, Chris Jericho's not the greatest champ all time, I am. And he wants his shot of the gold. Montez Ford happy to give it to him. Who will come out on top there? We have Deonna Purrazzo versus Aaliyah. Deonna Purrazzo wanting to teach Aaliyah a lesson and get her back in the right frame of mind. Well, Deonna's frame of mind at the very least. Right or wrong, you can choose. Women's Universal title up for grabs between Ronda Rousey and Natalya. Former friends, former allies, Natalya saying Ronda Rousey hasn't had a real challenge yet and wanting to give her one herself. We also have the Raw Tag Team Championships up for grabs as Angel Garza and Randy Orton team against the Dirty Dogs. The Dirty Dogs attacking Angel Garza on this last episode of Raw. Angel Garza a bit banged up, maybe costing him in the King of the Ring final. Who knows? Either way, though, will that play a part? Have to wait and see. As Garza and Orton look to keep a hold of those Raw Tag Titles, and Dirty Dogs look to get their hands on them. Rude and Storm, the Dirty Dogs, just to specify. Official and set, finally, long-awaited. Brock Lesnar's return to WWE. Lesnar, Bullard. The Beast versus the Bullard. Who will reign supreme? Heyman must watch on, as the man he was formerly advocating for in his first match back in 27 months goes head-to-head with his new main squeeze, Thaddeus Bullard. Oh, that's going to be tasty. King of the Ring final. Pete Dunne versus either Andrade or Johnny Gargano versus Big E. Now, maybe Pete Dunne and Big E are at a disadvantage here because they don't know who's the third man going to be that they're going to face, Gargano or Andrade. Maybe the NXT side will have the advantage in that regard. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Whoever it is, though, it's going to be an absolute banger, I assure you. Women's World title on the line as Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, the former best friends, go head-to-head. Nikki Cross turning on Alexa at the beginning of the month. There you go. Not happy with Alexa not needing her anymore and wanting to avenge that and show that, she's good and she can be a women's champion. Alexa looking for revenge on the attack. Hopefully a good matchup between the former friends. The WWE Championship on the line. Kevin Owens versus MJF. MJF saying if it wasn't for Triple H's alliance with Kevin Owens, he would be the WWE Champion right now. The inevitable MJF looking to achieve his destiny, he says, in becoming WWE Champion. And, he debuted at Mania in March, so 4 months later, the WWE title, MJF, Kevin Owens. Can MJF achieve that so-called destiny, or Kevin Owens be keeping a hold of WWE and wrestling's greatest prize? We have the Queen's Crown Tournament final. Kairi Sane versus Roxanne Perez or Candice LeRae versus Becky Lynch. Just like the King of the Ring final, would Perez or LeRae have the advantage with Lynch and Sane not knowing who the final participant is? Perez, if it is her, a lot less experience, only debuting in the last few months. So maybe even if she does get to the final against veterans like Kairi Sane and like one half of the Women's Tag Team Champions, Becky Lynch, who's already beat Roxanne Perez a few months back when Lynch and Flair beat Team 2001 for the Women's Tag titles. Who knows? A lot to play for, but just like King of the Ring, I think it's going to be a really good match I'm looking forward to. And finally, the main event of Crown Jewel, the Universal title on the line, a battle, long time coming, Keith Lee versus Roman Reigns. Two alphas, two big dogs. The Limitless One versus the Tribal Chief, the Universal Champion versus the head of the table. Only one man can reign supreme above all on SmackDown with the big blue belt. Will it be Keith Lee once again, or Roman Reigns finally get his hands back on SmackDown's greatest prize? We're going to have to wait and see. An absolute stacked episode that is going to be. You're not going to want to miss it. Official match card video as well on Thursday as always, and then that up on Saturday, fingers crossed. You're not going to want to miss it, so make sure you don't miss it. Then why don't you subscribe to the channel so you see when that video drops. And if you have enjoyed and you're looking forward to that, leave a like as well. Who do you think is going to win the King of the Ring and Queen's Crown final? Let me know in the comments down below. And what title do you want them to challenge for at SummerSlam? Guaranteed world title shot they're choosing. So a lot to play for. That is going to be it for today, though. I really hope you've enjoyed. Good go-home shows. Really looking forward to NXT TakeOver Chicago and Crown Jewel. And even if you don't care about any of the matches somehow, it's Tony D'Angelo's wedding. What more could you want, eh? Tony D'Angelo finally getting married, huh? The most eligible bachelor this world's ever seen finally tying the knot. Gonna be, oh, I got tears in my eyes thinking about it. Gonna be amazing. Really hope you're looking forward to it. Really hope you enjoyed. And as always, I just want to say thank you for watching.